I was recently at the NASPA AVP conference, and one of the major events at that institute was a panel of vice presidents led by Dr. Mordecai Brownlee, who is someone who we've had on the podcast and who is the president of the Community College of Aurora. As part of that panel, he recommended a book, True North, by Bill George. As a Minnesotan, I love this. Bill George is here and from here and is an active leader in the community who's formerly the board chair and CEO of Medtronic, which is a very large medical device company. In his book, True North, he talks about having the internal compass to find out where we are going so that we're not trying to emulate another leader, have the external expectations and shoulds forced on us, or be inauthentic in our leadership. Now, as a leadership and executive coach, I love this because this is something I do with my clients every single time. Having those personal foundations so rooted so we can be centered in our values, grounded in our purpose, and rooted in our self-awareness and self-management helps us, as folks who are with this channel a lot will be familiar, helps us be the calm at the center of the storm rather than getting caught up in the storm. We can navigate the storm and harness its energy so we can lead with and through the storm. And that's why personal foundations is a core part of our Evolve Institute for Higher Education Leadership. It's a core part of each one of our Evolve leadership coaching journeys. It's the thing we begin with regardless of the level of the leader before we move into more specific leadership level appropriate content to help them navigate forward. So those personal foundations are really important. The next level, particularly for leaders at the top of the organization, as maybe a vice president of a full organization, maybe a director of a team, or even the president or CEO of a large organization, the entire institution, is how do we set those North Stars for the institution, the organization, or the team? Now, this is really, really important, can help align resources, streamline, provide collective clarity, and so much more. There are a few common missteps, though, in this important process. The first one is a leader who imposes their North Star on others. Now, having your own North Star can help really root you in your authenticity. Imposing that on others undermines everyone's authenticity and is counterproductive. Another misstep is announcing this rather than facilitating it. Sometimes leaders are very smart and very capable, and they just want to announce what the organization should be focused on, what the new set of priorities are, what the new goals are. That might be tempting, but it's not inclusive and it won't stick. Finally, the misstep is connecting too many priorities. I see this so often where we have mission, vision, values, and a strategic plan, and pillars, and KPIs, and perhaps we're creating a curricular educational priority, goals, and outcomes. Now, this might feel very robust and rigorous, as though we've done all of our homework and we have all of these things that other organizations have. It's actually unhelpful. When those aren't interconnected, it leaves us trying to be all things to all people and going in many different directions. It may feel to the leader like we've done all of our homework, but to those being led, it feels like, what should be guiding my tough decisions today? Where should my resources be allocated? And when there's too many things, it can be really unhelpful. So a couple of suggestions. Your North Stars in organizations needs to be discerned, not declared. This isn't something you want to create or invent out of nowhere. When people see it, although the process might be very involved, very collaborative, and include a lot of disagreements about the very purpose of the organization, that can be really difficult. On the other side of it, you don't want people to be surprised. You want them to feel like it's obvious rather than revolutionary. We also want to facilitate a process. And how do we be inclusive, efficient, and have something that everyone feels like they were a part of creating? So we don't want a president who declares what the North Star is. We want a president who facilitates that process, involves everybody efficiently and effectively, and then might make some discerning judgments about where we go with all of that input and feedback. We want this collaboratively created, and one important step in the process I often find with a curricular approach is we often talk about the archaeological dig. This is where we really get into the culture, the history, the context, the location, the people, this moment in time, and what are all of the things, formal and informal, that we want to factor into this decision, that we want to factor into this new North Star. We don't want those things in conflict. We want all of them funneling. We want to look at everything, but we don't want to take anything too seriously. On the other side of that, it should emerge a new North Star, whether that's mission, vision, values, ed priority goals and outcomes, your pillars, your strategic direction, whatever it is going forward that really aligns with that. And to help us avoid all of these things, we can have them integrated, but we don't want to be going in multiple directions. So the analogy here is going a road trip and unsure if we're going to Las Vegas, the Grand Canyon, Florida, or Banff. It's not going to work. We don't know where we're going. We don't know how to set the direction. We don't know how to plan for this. We don't know who to invite. We don't know what to bring. We don't know what to pack. We don't know what the playlist should be. The difference is having a clear direction that is integrated. A clear direction might say, we're going to the Grand Canyon. We're going to stop 3 different places overnight. Along each day's journey, this is kind of our plan for what we're going to do, what we're going to see, where we're going to stop, how we're going to meet our needs. And so now we're going to invite these people. We're going to have this playlist. We're going to pack these things. We're going to decide if we're at hotel, camping, whatever the case may be. So we might think of many different things in that process, but they're all aligned and integrated versus we can't decide which direction we're going. So you might have mission, vision, values, and an educational plan and learning goals and learning outcomes and KPIs. As long as they're aligned and integrated, they can serve you very well. But when they're all pointing in different directions, that's not going to work. When we put all of this into action, knowing our personal foundations can be absolutely transformative for us as leaders as we navigate moving forward. Helping our organizations do the same thing can really help organize collectively, clarity, align purpose and initiatives, and also streamline and save us a lot of resources along the way. I've worked with more than 100 higher ed organizations and nonprofits to help them clarify their North Star or their mission, vision, values, or their goals or their outcomes or their strategic plan. I love doing this work. I love facilitating a process, content agnostic, but helping make sure you have a great product that can guide you moving forward. If you'd like to start this for your organization or revisit this for your organization, given all the changes and complexities in our world, I'd love to help you. If you think I can be helpful, let's connect.